It's the question that keeps some parents up at night. How might smartphone use be impacting our kids? New York Times bestselling author Jonathan Haidt is a social psychologist and a dad of teens. He set about finding the answer in his latest book, The Anxious Generation. It's a call to action, and it's getting a lot of buzz.
This current book is hitting at the core of how everyone is feeling.
Kids now average more than 8 hours of screen time a day. Haidt says we are witnessing the great rewiring of children's brains as they move from a play-based childhood to a phone-based childhood right before our eyes.
Let's give them a real childhood, the kind of childhood that us older people, the kind that we look back on.
The numbers are staggering, and Haidt contends smartphone use plays a role. Rates of adolescent depression in the United States rose more than 50% from 2010 to 2019. Self-harm rates for preteen girls rose by more than 150%. He lays out 4 new norms that are gaining momentum. No smartphones before high school, no social media before the age of 16, ban smartphones in schools, and more free play. The goal? Giving kids the support and space they need to develop into their best selves. We are so happy.
Yes.
We've been waiting for this day. Jonathan, welcome.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you.
I mean, we talk about this as moms almost every single day. Now we have research that says that this is, not working.
What does the research, what does it show is happening to our kids' brains as a result?
So, well, let's start with what we know about what's happening to their mental health. The video that you just showed really set that up. I've been collecting the mental health stats for a long time. I've been really studying this since 2019. And what we see is that the levels of depression, anxiety, self-harm, suicide, they were actually pretty stable from the late 90s through about 2010, 2011. There's no sign of a problem. And then all of a sudden, out of a clear blue sky, you get these very rapid upturns. For the girls especially, it's like a hockey stick. They get much more depressed, anxious. They start checking into hospitals, psychiatric wards. And when I discovered that it wasn't just us, when I saw that we see the same patterns in Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and some of the Scandinavian countries, I realized, whoa, something big is happening here.
Yeah.
Okay, in your book, you really outlined that it's different for boys and for girls. Talk to us first about what you've seen with young women.
Yes. So with young women, we see much bigger increases in depression, anxiety, self-harm, called internalizing disorders. They turn it in on themselves.
Because that phone, that camera, they're looking at themselves, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. So really, the way to understand the difference, I think, is this. If you want to trap an animal, you have to find bait that animal likes. And then you have to put it in something where the animal can't escape. So what are girls more interested in than boys? Relationships. Who's fighting with who? Who's dating who? They have a much more evolved mental map of social space. So social media says, hey, do you want to see what so-and-so just said about so-and-so or what someone said about you? And the girls all, especially once Instagram comes out, 2012, the girls all flock onto Instagram and other visual platforms. So that's the lure. And now they're trapped because now that everyone's on it, you can't, if you leave, you're alone, you're isolated. So the girls get trapped by social media, and it does a number. It's the social comparison, it's the bullying, it's the perfectionism, it's the eating disorder content, it's the approaches from strange men. 15% of adolescent girls get approached by a sort of sexual approach each week on Instagram.
That's horrifying.
Yes.
You know what's so crazy about the whole thing is parents are letting their kids have phones. And one of the main reasons is because we want to know where you are and keep you safe. We want to make sure nothing bad happens to you.
Right.
If something terrible happens in school,
how will we get in touch with you?
You can call us immediately. They think it's protecting their child. But what's going on here? I feel like the worst is getting into their child.
Well, first, people seem to forget that there are things other than smartphones that can allow you to talk with your kid. So when my son was in 4th grade, it's very important to send our kids out, give them some independence. So when he was walking to school, I gave him my old iPhone because we didn't know any better. When my daughter came along a few years later at that age, I got her this big pink, it was a Gizmo watch. She could call 3 numbers. She loved it. Now, she was ashamed of it by 6th grade, and then I gave in and gave her a smartphone.
Would you do that now, knowing what you know?
Well, no, because it's very hard if you're the only one. But my goal is that from today on, no mother will have to hear her kid say, Mom, I'm the only one. Because most of us are sick of this. The idea that family life in America and all over the world has become arguments about screens.
I know.
How did this happen?
Right. I know.
So everyone's sick of it.
So wait, let's talk about boys too, since we started.
Yes, Good, thank you. So how do you trap a boy?
Yeah.
Is it going to be, hey, do you want to know about the latest gossip? Well, not as much.
Right.
But how about, hey, do you want to form teams and play war games? Oh my God, yes, sign me up. You know, sports, battle, and the video games they have now are absolutely incredible. So the boys get lured in by video games, and the other thing is pornography. Hey, do you want to look at naked people having sex?
Yeah.
You know, they're much sexier than any girl in your grade. So pornography and video games are trapped for the boys. It allows them to satisfy their desires without doing anything that would develop them and turn them into men.
Well, you know what's so interesting about a phone? If you just look around, what the phone is doing is it's pulling us down. Like, we're holding the phone here. Our eyesight's here.
Gaze.
Whenever I feel my best, or when you are looking up, turn your palms up.
Yeah.
Look up. Like all the things that make you feel good. But this phone is pulling everyone like gravity down.
Absolutely. My first book was called The Happiness Hypothesis. It was about ancient wisdom, just from a psychological perspective. What did the ancients know about how to live a good life? And we get advice repeatedly that it's not all about you.
Yes.
Be for others.
Yes.
We get advice, be slower to judge, quicker to forgive. We get advice, sit still, meditate, open your heart.
Yeah.
What does life online do to us? What does life with a phone do?
The opposite.
The exact opposite. Flood your mind with garbage, never have a moment of peace, judge quickly. You better judge now because otherwise someone will judge you. So in so many ways, so I have a whole chapter in the book on spiritual elevation and degradation. Because
so is that a way also with your family to go serve, to do things to kind of counteract this world that we're living in?
Absolutely. The book is based around really two big ideas, the loss of the play-based childhood and the rise of the phone-based childhood. But by the time I finished the book, I realized there's a third piece to it, which is the loss of community. And when kids are rooted in real relationships, they are not washed away by social media. In fact, the data is now showing us very clearly, kids in religious families, they're a little bit more depressed than they were. But the kids in secular families are a lot more depressed.
That's
and so what this means, I
think,
that's right. What this means, I think, is that people who are in secular, they have to work harder to root their kids in real, stable communities of real human beings.
So we need to talk about what parents can do, what schools can do. What if you've already given your
unring the
kid,
bell? How can we unring it? Because it is possible.
We're going to talk about all that stuff coming up right after this. Yeah.
All right. But so your kids are, how old are they now?
We're back with Jonathan Haidt, the author of the critically acclaimed book. It's called The Anxious Generation. He's helping us understand what he's calling the great rewiring of childhood. That's such a hard term to say.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is important. We know that smartphones aren't going anywhere, but for those that have had the ship sailed, Jonathan says it doesn't have to have. Like, we want to talk about this, so let's start there. If you have already given your child a phone, which you have, right? Is it possible to unring the bell?
And what does that look like?
Okay, so let's talk about it by age. If you just gave your 10-year-old a smartphone, you should really consider taking it back. If it's a 14-year-old and her whole life is on it and everybody's on it, then I would not necessarily recommend taking it away. So let's start with the younger kids. They're going to start asking for a phone at a young age.
I mean, my daughter's in 5th grade. I would say 2/3 of the girls in the class have cell phones.
2/3?
Yeah, 2/3.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So what they're terrified of is being left out, of being the only one. Now, here, you're really holding out.
Yeah.
The pressure's going to get much more when she goes to middle school. My goal is that no mother ever again will hear, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
What she might hear is, Mom, some of the kids have a smartphone and some of them don't. And you say, okay, well, you'll be the ones that don't.
I mean, and what you've said about delay, and what you've done, maybe in 6th grade, give the Gizmo watch, right?
That's right.
And have that for 6th and 7th. Like, there's ways to hold it off.
That's right. So especially for if your kids don't have a smartphone yet, think about what is it you want to give your kid. Do you want to give your kid a way to contact you? Probably. So you can give them an Apple Watch or all kinds of different watches. You can give them a brick phone, a flip phone. I think a flip phone is, maybe a watch, kids watch in elementary school, a flip phone or something like that in middle school. The millennials grew up with flip phones. Their mental health is fine.
I grew up with a flip phone.
Gen Z Gen Z is almost defined by the fact that they're the first generation to go through puberty with smartphones and social media. That's what I think changed them to a more anxious setting.
So one of the things you want to do is you want to get smartphones out of high school.
Okay, yes. So smartphones out of middle school.
Yeah.
We have to, so you can say, oh, the phones are here to stay. Well, look, cars are here to stay, but we don't let 11-year-olds drive them.
So you think they should not have them for middle school?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
This should be a national goal.
Can we
no
ask that,
smartphones till high school.
It would make it a lot easier on some parents, quite frankly, who are on the fence. If the school just said, sorry, peace out, they said no phones here. But how are we going to get schools to do these kinds of things? What does it take?
Very easy. Every teacher hates the phones.
Yeah.
Every head of school hates the phones.
Okay.
The constant drama, the bullying, the arranging fights which they can videotape.
So what is it? So then where is it?
You talk to your leaders.
They all want to change.
Okay.
But what they're afraid of is the parents who say, no, I have to be able to reach my child. So some parents freak out.
Okay, so it's
but most of us, it's a subset of parents with understandable concerns. But we have to realize is our kids are much healthier and even safer if they don't have phones in school. Let the teachers have phones. Let the principals have phones.
And by the way, the studies. I mean, we just did a story. There was something in the Wall Street Journal today.
Yeah.
What happens if principals are taking the phones in high school, for example?
There
should be no phones.
It is magical. I've been collecting stories about this. When schools go phone-free, and phone-free means you put the phone in a yonder pouch, which locks, or in a phone locker. It does not mean you have it in your pocket, and the rule is you can't take it out.
Right.
The schools my kids go to, that's the rule. But the kids,
By the way, they just did this in Dayton, Ohio, where they didn't have a big elaborate system. They did it like TSA. The kid walked in, they put it in a manila envelope. It didn't cost any extra money.
That's right.
They put them aside. They saw test scores go up. They saw bullying go. And now it's the end of the year. They saw it. I mean, it's been there.
And the other thing that they all say is that for the first time, they're hearing laughter between classes.
I mean, that
and conversations.
Yeah, that's right. Because otherwise,
and boys talking to girls as opposed to just texting, real conversations.
They're having real childhood the way we used to.
We have to talk about the other part, which is play.
Yeah.
Play is so important. I mean, that's a big cornerstone. And you're right that some kids don't go out and imagine.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So the key insight here is that we are mammals. All mammals play. If you've ever had a puppy or a kitten, they have to play because that's what wires up their brain. They practice the skills, pouncing or chasing, whatever it is. My dog always wants to, pull the rope and we wrestle over it. They have to do that to wire up. Same for human children.
Yes.
They have to run around. They have to have thrills. They need to move fast on swings.
And they need to do it without us helicoptering.
That's right, because that's the way they learn to judge risk for themselves. And it makes it a little scarier, which is actually good. Because then they do it and then they overcome their fears.
Is this the last segment?
We need one more.
Oh, man. We need more.
Can you come back next week?
Yeah, you have one more thing.
But can I just say, if you want advice on what to do to give your kids more play, go to letgrow.org. We have all kinds of ideas for you and your school. Letgrow.org.
I mean, by the way, just reading your book over the last couple of days, I've emailed the neighbors and sent just the one paragraph you wrote, and I said, let's do this. Flashlight tag.
That's right. If you do it together.
Let's do it.
If you do it together, it's easy and fun.
You guys get this book. It's going to change everything. Send it to your principal. Send it to your neighbors.
It's called The Anxious Generation. We got it at today.com/books and everywhere.